GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
We're talking about Vegas.
Yes.
You're coming to Vegas, right?
Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show...
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has beamed down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
And Jolan True Citizens, this is Gettysburg 7 coming to you live from the floor of the Rio Hotel for Star Trek Convention 2015. Next to me, as always, the beautiful, long-legged, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
Hello, everyone.
And sitting with us in a amazing Deep Space Nine era black and gray uniform, it's the Admiral himself, Captain Gecko, Al Rivera.
Joe Lontrue, thank you for having me. How
Always.
can I be Captain Gecko and the Admiral?
And the Admiral. I don't
Because
get
you're
that
the
either.
Admiral of Stone.
Okay.
You outrank
That.
Quinn.
Sorry, I'm still
Excellent.
drinking coffee. I'm
Are we
still a
actually-
little
are we
hungover.
Okay. You said live. You threw me for a moment.
No, I'm just saying it for that.
Got it.
So on the heels of your great big fun on stage last night for
It's
the Star
a new
Trek,
dawn.
it's a new dawn.
It's a new dawn.
Congratulations on the show last night. It was real fun.
Was it fun?
Yeah, we had a good time.
I haven't seen it yet. I know there's some recordings
You
of it.
had
I
a
haven't watched
big
it.
turnout.
You did.
It was.
great. It was a really
Yeah.
great
It
turnout.
was, I'd say, double it last year.
I think it was.
And it
yeah.
was really great because a lot of the gold seat holders came back in and kicked us out and said, "That's our seat. We want to watch."
Yeah,
and we
that's
were
great.
like,
Yeah.
"You betcha, you can sit back in your seat."
I think what helped was because last year we made a surprise that Garrett was coming on stage. This
Right.
time we made a big deal that Chase and Aaron were going to be there.
Right.
And
you had a little surprise from Denise Crosby last night.
You know what happened was, I was talking with Denise and I went to dinner with her and she said maybe she would troll us and just bomb the panel. But then what happened was Aaron Eisenberg had to do the photo shoot because he did his panel, then he had to do a photo shoot afterwards because he was
In
so he was
Ferengi costume,
in
right.
full makeup. But it started late, and Creation says, he still hasn't even started, and we're going on stage, he's not going to make it. And I was like, oh, crap. I said, and then Denise comes off stage. Denise, we're short an actor. Will you come? I said, sure, I'll come on stage. But then he made it, and so we had all three.
That's great.
And so
That was
worked
great.
out great.
When he finally, I say, woke up, he was hilarious. Play a Ferengi. Sit down. Play a Ferengi.
He is a really funny guy.
He's
really sharp. He's got a great sense of humor. I mean, he's also a really nice, gentle soul, but he's really quippy. He's
really great.
Yeah.
He has a real quick wit. There is
Yeah.
no doubts about it. So one of the a couple of big announcements last night. Well, of course, a new season.
Yes, season 11, right, in October.
Right. And
Ish.
we all know ish. We all know the ish thing. It's like
ISH.
soon TM. And also some of the new kind of technical or functionality system changes that are coming to the game, including an Admiralty system.
Yes, it's called the Admiralty system.
Which is really kind of cool, and I think it's something that we were all kind of hoping would come into the game, is the ability for a captain, or now a fleet admiral,
Yes, fleet admiral.
to kind of take direction of the ships already in their fleet, or in their garage, so to speak.
Yes, I think you have to be 50 to be. I think to be 50, you have to be an admiral.
Right.
Okay. To start engaging in the Admiralty system.
Okay.
And what it is for every ship that you own, you can have an Admiralty system ship, right? You don't actually send your ship. One of the questions that's come up is, what if I send a ship, can I go and fly it? So yes, you can still fly it. It doesn't lock you out, right?
Oh, that's cool.
And you don't send these ships out on 3D missions or assignments.
Right.
It works similar to the duty officer system in that sense of mechanic, but all the rules are different, right? It's not the duty officer system.
Right.
And be clear about that. As a matter of fact, if you have like a T5U or a Tier 6 ship, and you complete the mastery of your actual ship, the card will get upgraded as well.
Okay.
So, and there's 3 campaigns to start with. It's the Federation campaign, Romulan, Klingon, then we add more campaigns in the future, like maybe a Cardassian or Borg or Delta Quadrants or whatever we might want to do.
It almost sounds like a mix of duty officer and reputation.
Yeah, you can think of it that way. But because the average person only has about 15 ships from our data. That's how many, some people own like 50 and some own less. But the average is actually 15. So this is a much more strategic game than it would be for the duty officer system, right? So it's like, because you can do only so many assignments. You can only send up to 3 ships on one assignment, okay?
Okay.
And you only maybe have 15 ships. And so, do I want to send this science vessel? Should I send 2 science vessels? And the different hazards that you might appear will change the parameters of it. And every single ship card is unique. So none of them are the same, and all have their own set of stats and their own special abilities. Okay? Right. So it's a little bit more like, say, a classic CCG game, right? So they all have their own special abilities, but the special abilities might be like +5 for every other science vessel with you, or like -5 to any pirate hazard, or Dominion team bonus. For every other Dominion ship is in here, you'll get another Dominion bonus. So things like that. And so you'll want to see how I want to combine these, or maybe this escort says if you'll get a bonus prisoner rewards if you send this ship out on assignment.
Oh, okay, that's
right?
cool.
So some of the special abilities might be bonus rewards that card can give you if you're successful.
Interesting. Right? That's really cool. Now, when do we expect the implementation of the Admiralty system?
It's with Season 11, so October.
Season 11, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because...
there's always a possibility that we have to turn it off when we launch because it's not quite ready, but I mean, it would be, no more than a month tops after Season 11 if that was a problem. I don't anticipate that.
And one of the other things that we know from the announcement that came out yesterday is the story is kind of going to go, after the Iconian War, which we know will end with the upcoming 2 featured episodes, right? Not the next one, but the one after that. Right?
Right.
Okay, I got that right. Is that we're going to be looking at a new dawn is what we're calling this, right?
Yes.
And we're dealing with the aftermath of the Iconian War. What can we as players expect from the story in that direction? Well, you can talk about.
Yeah, sure. No, and I can talk about some things. And to talk about the aftermath, we'll have to talk and learn a little bit more about the pre-math or whatever.
Right.
And because next week will be Butterfly. The next episode that will be with Nog will be returning, and everyone is desperate enough. We just had Broken Circle, and it didn't go well.
Right.
So everyone's desperate. They're going to go and try using the Krenim weapon. Right. And so,
yeah, he hasn't gotten to that point yet. He's only at level 56.
Well,
so
I have no sympathy. So, and
Nick is trying to cover his ears. It's too late.
And so after that, then will be the finale, which will be about a month or so after that, give or take. And the finale will be, an epic battle for the quadrant. And it's going to be really powerful. And I may have told you before, I think it's going to be a very gratifying Star Trek finale to this.
Excellent.
That episode is called Midnight. Right. And so the next season is a new dawn. Right. So the demons of air and darkness that brings you to midnight, and so we're having a very different. It's been oppression and darkness and misery and so now it's been brutal. It's been brutal, right? So this is trying to be a little more uplifting and a little more positive. Of course, there will be conflict, right? But it won't. It's not supposed to be as dark. And this is a kickoff of our new story arc, right? So this would be this old story arc has been going for 5.5 years, right? And it really took root. It really took root around Legacy of Romulus, right? But this is a whole new story arc. All that stuff is behind us, and yes, everyone's about to rebuild, right? So they want to rebuild, and we'll see what's new out there, and it's a little bit more of a feeling of hope and newness.
Now, one of the things that I found interesting that you said yesterday when you introduced Chase, you said she's going to be a Terran Empire admiral.
So the Mirror Universe, everything that happens here happens in the Mirror Universe. They had an Iconian War too. Things happens differently over there. Okay, and so we'll get to learn about what happens over there. But the Terran Empire, the Mirror Universe, comes into our realm, and it's led by Admiral Lita, the Mirror Lita, and she's the fleet admiral leading the forces against the Terran Empire. They set up a beachhead through the Badlands. And one thing I didn't talk about yesterday is we learn about why that happens because we're also revamping the Cardassian arc. Will be digitally remastered.
Oh,
and
very cool. What
so that will give the backstory about how the Mirror Universe comes in and sets up a beachhead in the Badlands, and so that will be our new battle zone. It'll be in the Badlands.
Now, one of the things I was going to say, Terry wasn't in there because the vendor's room was closing down.
Vendor's room was closing
so she was
down.
Like, watch my phone, and she came and grabbed our stuff.
Yeah.
Was she didn't hear about the new battle zone in the Badlands and all of that.
It's a very DS9 themed expansion. There's actually 2 stories going on in season 11, right?
Okay.
There's the New Dawn main storyline,
which is the recovery of the Iconian War.
and that which will bring us past 2016. And then there's the Mirror storyline, which is really more of a backstory that we built around the Qs. Right, so we'll have a Q around Deep Space Nine, a Q inside Deep Space Nine as the Mirror forces are invading Deep Space Nine,
right,
and the battle zone at the Badlands, right?
Cool.
Along with the backstory in the Cardassian arc.
Excellent.
Right, so that's where the story is, and Chase will be part of all of that.
How fun!
And so that's kind of like a separate story, and then the reputational system will be built around that as well.
So as a request, I don't know what you guys are doing, but is there any chance that maybe the Defari will be wiped out in the end of the Iconian War? Please,
the Defari. Yep. I hate the Defari. See, this is why you just want to always just have IP races.
This is why I hate them because they're snibblers.
Okay.
That's why I hate them. But I love Outpost 3.
Yeah.
To get energy credits to turn in to turn in stuff.
Well, we won't be killing the Defari. I'm sorry, unfortunately, but we will be making first contact with a new race.
Ooh.
Who will be voiced by the lovely Kipley Brown.
Yay, Kipley!
So she'll have a role as someone you make first contact with.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome.
We'll also be encountering, and I'm going to be a little coy about this, a new enemy, someone from the show, but someone we've never seen in the game before, and you'll actually get to witness their origin story.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm racking my head now. Go ahead.
I was going to kind of reel you back a little bit because one of the things that Nick and I are kind of missing right now, being here at Star Trek Las Vegas, keeps us away from the game, as you well know. It keeps you out of the game.
Well, we got the tutorial. You want to come play the first 5 levels just to get your fix.
I'm going to tell you seriously. When I got back in, the first 3 days. I got home from work and I played for like 8 hours straight each day. I got back in, and once I got past that issue that I had with the frame rate, with the patrol, once I hit Kabali Prime, I called Terry. I was like, oh my God, Kabali Prime is awesome. And as a guy...
Missed you, Nick. Missed you. Yes, I did. I couldn't engage with you in the stocks.
As a soldier, Kabali Prime was rolling. I was loving it. I had to revamp my away team to be on the ground on Kabali Prime.
It's a great.
And then Terry and Mike sat down at Terry's because I had questions about the
well, we went through all of the new skills and his crafting. He doesn't have any of it.
Yes,
so this is all new to him.
Yeah.
So they sat me down and they showed me how to do it, and so I'm rolling with that now.
Well, that's the first time we built a zone like that, right? Yeah. Because it's not just an adventure zone like New Romulus.
Right.
It might be the closest to Nimbus, right?
Yeah.
But it is a combat zone, unlike but it's a story-driven combat zone, right?
And if you haven't played or you haven't gotten back into it yet, it's something where you clear these trenches and you think you're good, and then suddenly there's 12 more Vardwar around you, and you're just trying to get to your objective. And I love the river crossing.
Yeah.
I cheered at the river crossing.
Yeah. Well, that's my favorite. Well, he knows that's my favorite ground.
It is a really good.
So, can we expect something like that in the new Badlands? Is that what you're talking
Badlands
about?
is in space, yes.
Right.
Badlands would be similar to the Undine Badland. Undine Battle Zone in space in the Dyson Sphere, right? So it'll be territory control style with new ways of doing that. But it's in the Badlands, so you got to dodge all those plasma storms. Right?
I remembered what I was going to ask.
Those plasma storms, you fly into those plasma storms, they'll wreck you, right?
Yep.
Do you have any plans for any new playable Federation races that we haven't been able to do yet? Or...
No, I don't have any plans for any new Federation playable races. I do. I think I eventually probably want to get Zindi in there, but I don't have any immediate plans for either.
Okay.
That's what I couldn't think of.
Well, one of the things that I was
forgot I had a Zindi bridge officer.
Yeah.
I had to go back on my bridge to see who I had, and I was like, oh, that's right, I have a Zindi.
You probably haven't gotten your Kabali one yet, have you?
No,
I'm coming up on level 56.
Oh no, you won't. That's actually level 60.
He's
you get that.
still on Kabali Prime. So.
So he hasn't. Were you at the panel?
Yeah.
Oh, so you probably heard some spoilers.
No.
He kept his ears
I
was hitting him in the head.
Yeah, you get the Kabali one in the story that I was talking about, Dust to Dust.
It's really
when you started, you and Rakosa, when you guys started,
That's right, because he talked about some of the newer stuff too.
So one of the things that I'm still kind of unclear on because I haven't had any real firsthand touching on the new system is the new Armada system.
Okay.
And I want to have a couple of things that clarify how that works. And I know that because half of the Caspian Rising leadership is here, they're having a meeting without us. So I have no idea. It's my understanding that we're going to be allying with other fleets and sizes. So there's going to be an alpha fleet, a beta fleet, and
three betas and 9 gammas.
And 9 gammas. So you have the ability to ally with 12 other.
Total. Yeah, is that right? 13 total or 12? Now I forgot. What? 1, 3, 9, 9, and 13.
Okay.
Right? Total.
Yes, total. Right.
12 others, 13.
12 others.
9 at the bottom, 3 at the middle, 1 at the top, so that's 13.
So 13. And it would allow, say, those of us who have Tier 5 everything, Tier 3 everything on our holdings, the ability to donate to the smaller fleets that have need.
Yes.
And it allows the smaller fleets who have need of the stores of the higher tiered vessels to get access to their fleet holding stores?
What you'll get is, the larger fleets can donate to the smaller fleets, right? And the larger fleets sometimes are often missing access to fleet credits because there's no more projects, right? And you'll log in and the project's already done and I can't donate.
Right.
And you can, first of all, now you can get fleet credits by donating to the other projects.
Awesome.
Okay?
Because we have the problem, because with people all over the world, I'll get home from work and they're already filled because during the day the people with no lives.
So you'll be able to earn your fleet credits by helping other fleets, but in doing so, all the fleets get a bonus, and you get either a dilithium discount bonus, a lithium discount to projects, okay, or you actually get a skill point bonus.
Oh.
Your position in the Armada determines the level of that bonus, multiplied by the combined level of your Armada. So you take your levels of your fleets and add them all together, and that's your Armada level. Okay, so as you improve somebody else's fleet, you're improving the level of your Armada, and it increases the bonus for everybody.
I get it now.
The higher up you are in the tree, the more of a skill point bonus you'll get. The lower you are in the tree, the more of the lithium discount bonus you get.
So by tree you mean our star base is tier 5 or
no, by tree I mean by alpha position alpha, beta, or gamma. Because presumably, and you don't have to set up this way, gamma fleets will be the smaller fleet. They need most of their projects done, but they also need the biggest lithium discount.
Right.
That's what's more important to them. That's harder for them to get than, say, skill points. But the guys at the top, they probably don't need as much of a lithium discount because they've finished most of their projects.
Right.
And so,
but what we need is a place to put our marks.
And you'll need the fleet credits, but you also will want that skill point bonus because that's probably harder for you to get because you want to earn your specialties, your specializations rather.
That's exactly right.
Right. And so now what happens is as the bottom fleets fill up, then we start creating some drama because if the bottom fleet is now completely full, I don't really need the lithium discount anymore. Maybe the beta fleet is. Maybe the beta fleet's full. And I really want to get a better skill point bonus.
Right.
he can break off and take his 3 children with him, and he can become an Alpha Fleet and start his own armada. But you may want to also stay, because when he does that, he loses the combined armada level. Right?
Got it.
Right? So it's meant to cause a little bit of drama at the same time, but, the flow of resources going one way or the other. As far as stores are concerned, you have the same access to the stores as though if you were to invite anybody to your fleet.
Got it.
If I'm not in your fleet,
I can't access.
You can just come to me in there and buy it, as long as you have the right fleet credits and the provisions.
That's great.
So.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Much more sense to me now, and especially because I felt like I was a little out of the loop on that, just because we've been so connected to what's going on here. It's not because
Terry, she feels out of the loop.
I hate it. I like to be all in the loop and stuff.
And to be clear, too, all of this is very permission-based. So if you say, I don't want anyone in my fleet to donate to any other fleet, you can lock that out. Okay. Or if I don't want anyone to donate to my fleet, you can lock that out. Or you can lock it out per project.
Okay, interesting. Well, it allows each fleet to still feel like it's in control of its own fleet. So that's great.
And as far as, because of the drama that happened in Caspian, we have the similar sort of protections for armadas.
Thank you very much.
So if you join, first you have to make 20, you get all the social features, but you have to wait at least 24 hours before you can donate or get in bonuses.
Excellent.
Right? So you can't just jump in and get some bonus and jump out. And then if somebody kicks you out, you can only kick a child out. So if you kick someone out a fleet below you, then they go on to probation, and another leader could come in and rescue them. Or if you want to quit, I could say, no, I want to quit this armada. Assuming you're not, if you're the primary leader, then you just leave immediately.
Right.
But you have to wait 72 hours, and another fleet leader could come and say, no, I don't want to quit, and stop that quit from happening.
As painful as that was, what happened to our fleet, it seems like a lot of good has come out of it, though.
Yeah, we learned a lot of valuable lessons from it.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, but to be fair, also in the armada system, it's not nearly as devastating as it would be to the fleet, because you don't lose anything. You just lose. You can just rejoin and get it back again. Right. The armada doesn't dissolve. You can really just break the entire armada apart and come right back together again.
But you know what happened when Caspian got raped?
Yeah.
That showed the community, though, of Stowe, all the fleets that came together that helped us out.
And there isn't a date we don't appreciate.
Stonewall,
and everybody.
All of them.
Now my brain just...
Yeah, all those... Stonewall just jumps to mind because they were like...
Jupiter was awesome.
Jupiter,
I mean, it was just great. Everybody was... Even the smaller fleets.
Even people that weren't in fleets contacted and said, how can I help you guys? Can I join you for a day?
Yeah,
I mean, it was just really, really nice.
And that's the beauty of Star Trek.
That's when you start seeing, yes.
So you got a little teary-eyed last night when one of the fleets gave you a little surprise.
That was a huge surprise. It was such an epic... I don't know if you got a good chance to look at it, but we'll be posting some really up-close detailed pictures. So the first guest that came to the mic brought this huge... What do you want to call it? Box case?
Shadow box.
Shadow box. It was a shadow box. It was from a fleet, and I apologize for the fleet's name because everything is a blur from yesterday. Right. But I have all their information down, so at their contact info, we'll announce the fleet leaders came, and they get a box with pictures of their fleet and all these badges and patches that they made, and for their fleets that they designed, iron-on patches and pin patches. Put it all in the shadow box, and a beautiful photo book, not one that you slide in photos, but like you might get from Apple. Yeah, Shutterfly. They did it from Shutterfly. Basically, have pictures of all their adventures and all their fleets. It's a huge thick book. I mean, they said they spent a year on it. They probably spent hundreds of dollars on it, right?
And it's beautiful.
And it was really meant a lot to me personally because and it's so poisonous out there, right? And you're working really hard on this project. I've been working on it for 7 years. It's very personal to me, right? Not just as Star Trek, but as my art. I don't mean as a visually drawn art, but as a design, it's art to me, right? And we want to make things that, yes, it's a business and we're trying to make money, but I'm building something that I want people to enjoy just as much as I was to build a painting that I want to sell and I want people to enjoy.
You in building the game, I met Terry through the game.
Yeah.
Your game has created families.
That's the difference. So
and even people that work at Cryptic, the fans, you interact on Twitter and all. People, they know you and they listen to you.
But the difference is on the internet, right? There's a different the filters go away for many people, and you're on the forums, you're on Reddit, you're on Twitter, and you primarily get a lot of negativity,
right?
And it can be really soul crushing.
It's the vocal
right?
0.5%.
Yeah. And so you work on something really hard to release it, and then there's some anger, and it's sad, and so you try to stay away from it, and it's like, wow, everyone just really must hate this, right? But then you come here once a year, and you see something like that, the fleet that's and I hope you get to edit in the name of the fleet after this when I get that, because I apologize. And I'll see if I might have it here, and I'll see if I can dig it up.
It's worse because I should remember it too, because it's Clinton's fleet, and I love Clinton, and I'm sorry.
No, I don't have it.
It's all right.
I have it back in my hotel.
We'll even put a link to the picture, because we took a couple of pictures of that last night. It's very cool.
And so I meet people like that, and people have been coming up and saying how much they love the game and just want to thank us. And I met a couple again this year who met from different countries in Star Trek Online and got married, right? And they were here again this year. And this little boy who plays with his father, and 2 years ago when I saw him, he was like this tall. And then this year he's like taller than me. Like in a year, like he just exploded up, and he had his bar mitzvah, and he had a cake of an Odyssey class starship cake.
Cool.
Right? And he showed me pictures of that. So he's been in contact with me. His mother emails me every so often the stuff that they do, because his whole room is decked out with Star Trek Online, and all the fans that come to Star Trek.
You guys gave me a really hard decision, and Terry knows this. I was flying the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Engineer variant.
Yeah.
Loving it. Love that ship. My favorite ship ever is the Sovereign.
Yeah. Oh, when you're good as a Tier 6 Sovereign variant.
With the Fleet Sovereign.
Okay.
I had finally built up enough to get the Fleet Sovereign.
Okay.
All I had been talking about for 2 months? Wait until I get my Fleet Sovereign. Wait until I get my Fleet Sovereign. When it came the day to pull the trigger, I spent good 5-6 hours. I don't know. Do I want to leave the Odyssey? I love the Odyssey so much. I went to the Sovereign in the end. But yeah, it was.
But then we released a Tier 6 Sovereign.
He's not to the Tier 6 stuff yet, really.
Oh, he's not.
But he can
have a Tier 6 ship at level 50.
Of course he can.
And a Tier 6 Sovereign, Tier 6 Fleet Sovereign. I think I made him sad.
He's all titillated now.
When we get back to Terry's house in Albuquerque.
The good news is we have 2 days before either one of us have to leave. So we've got Tuesday and Wednesday, so we're going to be playing some pretty good still when we get back home. Is there now, on top of the announcements that were yesterday, you talked about Chase being in the being a voice, now Kipley, and Aaron's reprising his role as Nog in the next 2 episodes or the next one?
He's featured in the next one, but we'll be bringing back several of the cast members in the finale.
Okay.
Right? We pre-recorded a lot of them, so in the next episode, it'll be largely featured with Aaron Eisenberg, but also Jerry Ryan will be back at 7 to 9 as a brief cameo.
Great.
And in the finale, we'll have Aaron Eisenberg will be back, as well as Robert McNeil, as Paris, and Garrett Wong, and then a special, actually mostly featured Denise Crosby as Sela. Will be returning in the finale.
Awesome.
I want to ask you, you guys just lost somebody from your team who was amazing, and Christine.
Yes.
Can you just talk about her for a second and her contributions?
Sure. So, yes, Christine Thompson, our lead writer, recently left. She's been with the company, I think, 8 years. And, she was ready for the next step in her career, right? And so, we really wish her well. I think we checked, she had written something like 4 million lines or something in the game, or words, or 4 million words, rather. Not lines, words, I think. So her story, her writing contributions are just immeasurable, right? So she what she does is, she brings the story. She's the writer, right? So she writes the text, she writes the dialogue, she manages the characters, and she knows it's like, okay, we're going to bring this character in, and this is the right one for here, and we'll bring this one back, and then she also manages all the voice dialogue. So, but to be clear, she's not the only writer, right? All our
exactly, there is a team.
Right, there is a team, right? She's our lead writer, and all our content designers are writers. They've all had published works in Star Trek magazine. Yep. The stories are written by are designed, which you will. The outlines are done by the leads in contribution with the writers. And but Christine had an immense Star Trek knowledge and a lot of stuff in her head that would be hard to replace. But we still this is industry. People leave when they come and
You know how fun we are for her, and we wish her all the best.
And 8 years is a great run.
Yeah. It is a great run. Yeah. So she'll be missed and she'll be hard to replace. But we have a lot of great candidates that are in the pipeline. So if you are interested in joining, the team, we have a system design position as well as a position for a lead writer / content designer.
Awesome.
So
now, touching briefly on, if we can, some of the new ships that are coming out into the game. Yeah.
There's always new ships coming out. There's always new ships. To be perfectly honestly, we've got such a pipeline of ships that I completely forget which ones have been released and which ones are still coming. So
okay, I think that we are out with the new Akira.
We did the Alita class, the Tier 6 Akira variant just came out. That was built by Thomas Maroney.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I'm serious. Those are like the sexiest ships to me in the game. Love them. I love them. I do. I love them. Well, I like the pilot ships too. Still the pilot ships, so I'm having a good time.
The pilot ships is hard to get away from once you get in there and you start learning how to dance around with those.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're so cool.
Yeah.
I love them. But anything that we should know about on deck that you can think of?
Well, as I mentioned, I'll just give you a pretty like clobber you over the head with a mallet on hints. But season 11 is Deep Space Nine focused, and we've already released the Galaxy and the Intrepid, so as a Tier 6 variant. So I all but basically spoon-fed it to your answer to you.
And it looks like a tick, right? I'm sorry. Everybody knows what I think about the Defiance.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you a little bit more about it offline.
All right. And I think that's kind of it. Congratulations on the announcement. Congratulations on the great panel last night.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. And
I'm so proud of how far you guys have
come. And seriously, we're looking forward to another 5 years and a new dawn and some great new stories.
Yeah, and it's always about story, right? Every month we release another piece. Every month we release another piece of the story, right? And so, if you're a lapsed player or if you just I always just tell people, it's like, you're level 60 and maybe they're tired of just doing some of the repeatable content. That's fine. Yeah. Come back every month and check out the story, right? It's how you get your next piece of story of Star Trek.
Right.
And we're going to just keep doing that, right?
That's awesome.
So just and
think of it as a serial.
Yeah. And just enjoy that, and maybe you'll stick around and check out some other stuff.
And it is officially licensed. The Odyssey is the Enterprise app.
The Enterprise app. Yes, it is.
CBS.
I'm trying to get these guys to Ship of the Month Club to build one for us, right? Yes. So like we mentioned in the panel, it's New Dawn. It's a new story arc. So this is a great time to come in and experience a brand new story from the beginning, from the ground floor. Of course, all the other stories still available. But you won't have to come into a middle story where other people have already caught up. Everyone will just be learning this together. Really cool. And just the last thing I'll say is, Christine, we'll miss you, and thank you for all your work. And to the fleet that I apologize, I missed your name. Thank you so much. There are no words for the effort that you put into that, and that is what we do this for. The amount of appreciation that was shown at this convention is overwhelming. So thank you to you and to everyone who has come here.
And thank you, Al, because what that fleet did last night was a representation about how most of us feel. And we love the game. We love to support the game. We love to play the game. And you've given us the ability to play in a universe that all of us adore. We get to talk to each other from all over the world, and you do bring us together globally, more so in a way that no other form of Star Trek has ever been able to do. And congrats on that, and continue the good work.
Thank you very much. That's very meaningful to me.
Until next time, live long and prosper.
Jolan True.
Jolan True.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Andrew Allen, Grethor, and 5 Year Mission. This has been a Busy Little Beaver production.
Some dude walks out, proceeds to explain what it's all about. I sure want to leave. I think you'd agree. just an amusement park. Bones is now alive, so it's okay for him to say, I'm a doctor, not a shish kebab. Apparently it's okay if we trust an unknown race. You can read any one of our thoughts. So be careful what you wish for in this land of dreams come true, 'cause you just might get what you want.